Cool Hand Podcast, something you got to deal with. Today is October 28th, and a bunch of people done dropped music. Rihanna, Smino. There's a new episode of the Cool Hand Podcast today. I will probably check that out. But there's somebody who I like, who I rock with, who probably got lost in the mix that you didn't know dropped, and that is Mr. Twin Sister. And this is the problem. This is the problem when you're a smaller band, when you're a smaller act. Or even, forget that. This is the problem when you're a smaller entity. And I'm not calling them smaller in the sense of, oh, y'all are little, y'all are this. No, they're just not known on an international scale like other people, or even a national scale like Smino. Smino probably ain't even like known on a national scale to be a household name. But you get the point that I'm making. And I did an episode on Mr. Twin Sister before, how I got to meet the lead singer of the band, Andrea Estella. And unlike Allen Iverson, I keep bringing up Allen Iverson. Unlike Allen Iverson, when I met Andrea Estella, it was a great experience. It was one of those things where I'm like, I'm glad I met this person versus I don't want to meet them to find out what they're like, what they're really woo, all that other stuff that I'd be talking about. That's an old episode. You can no longer find it on streaming platforms. Maybe I'll re-upload it so if anybody cares, they can listen. But anyway, they dropped an EP. Now last week, the band's Twitter account dropped something saying we got some good news and some bad news. The good news is that we got this EP that dropped today. The bad news was they canceled like their European tour or something like that. Apparently touring is a big deal, and like it's a big issue. It's not a big deal, but rather a big issue with what I'm seeing, the more indie acts, the indie bands. Like they're having a real hard time with touring, especially internationally. That's another topic that I'm not really educated enough on to speak about. But anyway, they had to cancel their tour. They're probably missing out on some money there and whoop and all this other stuff, because that's how that's how people make money. They got a tour, they sell their merch, woo. Anyway, back to the project that they dropped. So they dropped a 4-song EP, Upright and Even, and I'm not going to review it. I just want to bring some light to this one specific song. Now, if you follow the Cool Hand Podcast on Instagram, you'll know that I said, oh snap, there's a song over 7 minutes long, and there's a song that's just over 8 minutes long. What does that mean for me? What does it mean to you? And why should you even care? Well, I'm not going to tell you why you should care, but I'm going to tell you why I care. First of all, I like this band. Second of all, I don't have no issue with long songs. You know, like I've mentioned Kamasi Washington on this podcast a couple times, and he drops, like all his songs are like a 6-minute song is a short song for Kamasi Washington. So needless to say, if that's an artist I enjoy long songs. As long as the music's good, you can rock with it, right? So they have this song, Tommy Resort. Now, I can barely speak English. There's a song here that looks like it's titled in Spanish that I can't pronounce that. Song sounds great, but I'm not even gonna I embarrass myself on this podcast every time I get on the camera, so I'm not going to embarrass myself even further. But the title track, which is called Upright and Even, beautiful in every sense of the word. Why is it beautiful? Is it the lyrics? Spoiler, there's no lyrics. Everything about the song, it sounds so good. Now, this is like not futuristic jazz. This Upright and Even song, the title track, the very last one, it's 8 minutes and 14 seconds of pure beauty. It is soothing. It's relaxing. It's October 28th. It is the fall time. This is perfect fall music. Is the song limited to fall? No, I can see myself listening to this specific song all year round. This is no shout out to Joe Budden, but this has nothing to do with Joe Budden and his mixtape titles. This is mood music. When you're in a specific, I can tell you now, when I'm in a specific mood, a feeling, a specific vibe, riding down the street in the whip, maybe it's snowing. It has a jazz feel. The saxophone is in there. It begins with kind of like a minimalistic, repetitive, I'm not a musician, but like these keys, these piano keys, doom, 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 doom. I'm not doing it any justice. That's why you got to listen to the song. But it has something that I learned was called minimalism, where something's kind of repetitive, but the song continues to build. The song continues to build. Then you hear my favorite instrument, or one of my favorite instruments, the saxophone. Shout out to that sax player. I met you. You were a nice dude. Shout out to you, my man. And there's like these futuristic alien sounds that you hear at some point. But the thing about music that I really appreciate, and especially ones without lyrics, when it can make you feel some type of way, when it can make you feel good without even having to hear words. Sometimes there's specific words or trigger words that can trigger emotions and feelings within yourself. This song does that without saying anything. It's just the power of music. It's just it just is what it is. I'm about to get hot. You know, I'm talking all this stuff about Mr. Twin Sister over here, about to get hot, start sweating on the camera, looking crazy. But anyway, I know y'all like to listen to Rihanna and SZA. You know, y'all are listening to SZA right now. Check out Upright and Even, the songs. Check out the song. You know, you check out the EP. It's 4 songs. Is it gonna kill you? No. Like, y'all listen to that. Y'all listen to the other songs four times. Listen to Upright and Even, the specifically the song. If you want to check out the whole thing, that's on you, because it's a good project in general. It has like a house music song type joint like that. You get a little bit of everything, and I think everything just comes together. There's a song called Alien FM that this Upright and Even title track reminded me of. So that's it. That's all I wanted to speak about, because I just wanted to shine some light on a band that I rock with. And thank you for rocking with this podcast. So this is the Cool Hand Podcast. I'm going to get back to doing what I do with the rest of my day, and you all have a good day as well. Cool Hand Podcast, something you got to deal with. Easy.